Good morning, crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia, and so happy that you're with us today. If you are watching Tuesday, May 17th at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, you are live with us, and we just want to say welcome, welcome. We're so happy that you're with us. If you are watching the rebroadcast, well, we want to welcome you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We hope that you enjoy our show and that you take a moment to give us a thumbs up. It really helps us with YouTube rankings. Good morning, Paula. Welcome. We're so happy you're here. And if you are watching, go ahead and say good morning or let us know where you're checking in from, because we really love to get to know our crafters. Now, I want to remind you that Maudie, my sister, and I do this crafting journey together, and we have so much fun. She is over as the moderator over in the chat room, and you will see that signified by that little wrench. How cute is that? That's so cute. So, make sure that you chat with Maudie. If you have any questions or you want some more information, Maudie can give you the information, because I'm not always paying attention to the chat room. I'm crafting. Well, today's card, we are going to work with Sweetest Cherries. We love this stamp set. Now, this reminds us a lot of the Cherry Festival that we have right up the hill from us. We live in southern New Mexico, and close to Ruidoso, New Mexico, we have a little town called High Rolls, and they grow cherries. And I'm telling you, when we go up there for the Cherry Festival and you open the door, they make the most wonderful cherry pecan pie. So I'm just getting ready for that. We're going to go there in June, and Maudie and I are going to have us a piece of cherry pecan pie. We don't dare buy the whole pie and bring it back, right? Because we would eat the whole thing. So we just get us one slice, and we have it up there. It's so beautiful. It's in the mountains, and it's absolutely beautiful. Hey, Kathleen, Washington State. Oh, I bet you're having some beautiful weather up in Washington State. Patricia's here. Happy Patricia. Paula, welcome. Everyone, welcome so much. We're so happy that you're joining us. And what else do I need to tell you? Well, we're just excited about today's card. We are going to do a pop-out fun fold. Now, let me see. Here we go. Let's get this. How cute is that? But there is something very special. It's not just a pop-out card, and I'm going to wait to show you as we make it so you can see there's an extra secret compartment on this card that I think you're going to like. Hey, Pat. So happy that you're joining us today. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Okay, the first thing you have to do is we have to create this card, right? It's a little different than your typical base card. So let's go ahead and get our trimmer out and get that down. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to score this cardstock to where it's 5 1/4 by 11. So we already have 11 here, so we're just going to cut this one at 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and cut that. And then we're going to make some score lines. So let's go ahead and extend our arm and just start scoring. The first score is going to be at 1 3/4. Make sure you move this cutting blade out of the way. Dock it at the bottom. 1 3/4. The next score is 3 1/2. Now, Maudie is there to remind you of what the score lines are. However, don't worry, because where is that? They will be over on creativemomentsbyg.com. I will post that on the blog. Give us a couple hours to get it up. And we want to remind everyone, you need to check us out on Facebook and Pinterest. We sure would appreciate it if you'd go to our Facebook and Pinterest and follow us, because we post some really cute things up there and we think you'd like them. So let me just review. We have our 1 3/4, we have our 3 1/2, and now we're going to go over to 5 1/4, and we have one more score line, 7. So far, it's easy peasy, right? We just have some score lines. We have our base card cut, no problem. Now I want to show you some score lines. You see these two right in the middle, right? It's these two right here. All we have to do is cut a line right here and cut a line down here, and that allows the pop out. So you're going to turn it this way, and you're simply going to go 1 1/4, and you're going to line up your cutting blade. Now line that up right on that score line, which, you know, it's kind of hard to see on blue paper, but we're just cutting it from this score line to that score line. Go ahead and just cut that. And see how we have a cut line? Now we want to go ahead and make sure that we do 1 1/4 on the other side. So we're just gonna flip it. That's all you have to do. Flip it. Line up your cutter on the score line and bring it down. And look at that. We have our score lines just how we need it. This simply pops up. And so then I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can just fold our card. Now the first fold, we fold toward this part that doesn't have a score line. And then we fold back. And see what happens? It automatically pops out. And we simply fold it like this. And there we have our folded card. Is that right? Yes. Like this. And there we have our folded card. So go ahead and bring in your bone folder, and let's just reinforce some of these score lines so that it really gets a good crease on it. And don't forget to crease your lines right here too. People typically forget that. Okay, let's see if I can get that done. Let's see. Okay. That was a score line. I might have Maudie, she's over there, so if she would go ahead and just contact that phone number, that would be great, and let them know that I'm in a meeting. Hey, the Gray family. Let me just see. Kelsey and I are watching from Las Cruces. That's where we're from. Woo! Okay. We are making a pop-out card. So fun. Now, we are going to use these colors to work with. This is one of our new in colors. We have Sweet Sorbet, Old Olive, and Garden Green. And that Sweet Sorbet, I don't know, this would be a little tip for y'all. If you get the new in colors, I go ahead and put a little dot on it, and that way I know it's a new in color. So that works out. Okay, hold on just a second. So we have this, and this is the new Starry Sky Blue. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness, this is one of the new in colors. We love it. Now we're going to put this to the side. Hey Karen, so happy you're here. We need to cut a few panels. Now I'm going to move this so you can see it. So we have 2 panels. We have an area that we're going to stamp, and so we have a mat and we have a top mat. We have a small one, and then we have these little squares cut. So remember, all those measurements will be listed over on our blog. You don't have to worry about that. But the first thing we're going to do with these panels is we are going to stamp them and create our very own background. Now, what I like to do when I'm trying to create a background is I take removable tape, and I go ahead and I just put a little bit right there so that it stays right where I want it to stay. And I know it's not going to move. because I know it'll be easy to get that off. So let's bring in our cherry. We have our beautiful cherry here. We have our stem and we have our leaves. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use that beautiful sweet sorbet. It is so pretty. Such a pretty, pretty red. So let's go ahead and just stamp and create our very own background. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and get one here. Get one here. Let's see, we'll just get a little bit there. And get one right there. Now we're going to work on this panel. Hey Carol, hello, welcome. So happy you joined us. Just going to go in there and stamp some cherries. Get those done. And now we're just going to move that to the side and we're going to bring in our stem. So we're going to do our stem in the old olive. Now, I want some short stems. So I'm going to go ahead, put a Post-it note right there. And I'm going to get my stem and just do it like that. And that way, I have a much shorter stem, right? But you need to make sure and use that Post-it note. Let's see, we're going to just do it like that. Let's see, this one I can simply stop. Just put that Post-it note, stamp off. May just get a little bit, but just enough to see it, right? Hey Susan, happy that you joined us. So happy you're here too. We're going to go ahead and just stamp it right there. So now we have our stems on that side. Let's move over to this one. Go ahead and use that Post-it note. Okay, and that's very important. Otherwise, you're going to be stamping on top of your cherry. You don't want that. Okay, this one doesn't need one. Go ahead and put that there. And finally, we'll get just a little one right here, maybe. Okay, now we're going to bring in our leaves, and our leaves are two-tone. So we need to go ahead and use our lighter one, and then we're going to bring in our darker one to put our veins in the leaves. So we know that the leaves are kind of high up, so we'll put that there. Just kind of show a little one there. Can't really see one there, so let's just get one over here. Let's see. And I need to cover up part of this cherry. And we'll go ahead and stamp that. So it looks like it's behind it. Go ahead and stamp one here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try to put two right here. See what happens. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Now, we need to go ahead and bring in our darker color and bring in that other part, which is the veins of the leaf. And just very lightly go over it. Let's see. You can't see it that much, but it's just enough to make a difference. Now, let's go ahead and use this so we don't stamp on the cherry. And there we have it. Let me close these up real quick. Now, let's just see how this is going to look. So just very carefully peel that up, and it's going to go right here. Peel up this one. And let's just get those glued down. I think we are ready to lay down our panels. A little bit of glue. Got this. And this is such a fun, it truly is a fun fold, right? It is so cute. You can use with any stamp set that you have. And it just goes so well with these cherries though. And remember, if you decide, oh, we got to have those cherries, you can always go below this video and we'll have a link for you to buy them. So, okay. Now we need to go ahead and decorate this piece, which I probably should have done before. That way you could have everything lined up. We'll just go ahead and do it very quickly right now. Get us a few little cherries on there, and maybe actually only 2 cherries. I think there's not much space there. So we'll just line that up. And the sayings in this are so darn cute. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see the big sweet. You're going to fall in love with it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a stem. And we want to make sure we don't go into the cherry. So, where's my stem? Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of cleaner so I can get this cleaned off. Don't want to get it on our paper. Always keep your stamps cleaned off. Okay, there we have it. Stamp. And then one more time. Now we're going to bring in our leaves, but we'll probably still need this Post-it note. The Post-it note, we are friends. We use that Post-it note for so many things. I'm going to make sure I just don't want to get it on. Okay. Now let's see. Let's line that up. Who has this stamp set? Or do you have another stamp set that you're thinking of using right now to maybe create one of these cards? Maybe you want to do a flower one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put a mat on this one. And it goes right here. So let's just line that up. And once you get all these mats cut, it goes so fast. And we love this new color, this sweet sorbet, such a great red for the cherries. Okay, and now let me show you where we're gonna put our next card. We have our mat, and we're going to stamp right here. So what we're gonna stamp is we're taking this, and we're going to say, thank you for being so, and look at this beautiful stamp. Is that not beautiful? Oh, sending sunshines would be so pretty on this. Yes, it would. I love to send sunshine. I love to send happy mail. So let's see. Let me just stamp that, make sure it's good. Okay, let's see how we do here. We're going to stamp it at the top. Hold it for good contact. Oh, and there we have it. Yay! It worked. You never quite know what you're going to get, right? When you stamp on line. So let's go ahead and stamp this in that beautiful sweet sorbet. Now, let's just get this all juiced up. Hey, Brenda. So happy you're joining us today. And hold it for good contact. You really need to hold it so that the ink transfers onto the cardstock. Oh, and look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, let's get those. And this, and by the magic of TV, I already have it cut out. So let's bring back in our card. I'm going to turn this over. And we are going to set this up. I think I'm going to go ahead and set this one up on dimensionals. You know, whenever you give it some height, it just really makes the card pop. So let's go ahead and set that up on dimensionals. And my goodness, I almost need a fan in here. It's getting kind of warm. But last time we had the fan on, I didn't even know it, and it was making a noise. I heard it afterwards after I rewatched it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we can't have that noise, so I'll just suffer. Okay, now on this one, we're going to go ahead and set it up also on dimensionals, just to give it that pop. And as the Gray family knows, it's already starting to get hot here in Las Cruces. We're in the 90s today, and when we wake up, it's kind of hot. So we're already starting to feel it. Okay. Now this is actually going right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just raise it up on dimensionals. Oh, the sweet peach. Oh, Carol. That is absolutely, I think, my favorite. That, oh yes. And the strawberries and the blueberries. I really, really love those stamp sets. You can ask Maudie. Oh, yeah. She was tired of me making cards out of the sweet peach. So I'm glad that they now have the cherry. I'm kind of obsessed about the cherry, right? Although I will say that I did obsess about the sweet wisteria. So if you haven't seen our videos, YouTube videos on the sweet wisteria, you need to watch it because that is truly a beautiful stamp set too. So now all you do is close it and just center it right where you want it, right here. Look at that. Is this looking cute? Okay, now let me show you what else we did. We went ahead and we used what came in the stamp set. Look at that. It's like a basket weave. And we simply stamped it, and then we cut the size that we needed. So we already have these panels. Let's go ahead and just glue them down. And then we're going to show you another mysterious piece of this card. It's not just your normal pop-out card. This has like an extra special part to it. We're just going to line that up. Oh, I think that basket weave is so pretty. And here you go. We'll get that one lined up. And get this one. Okay, almost there. I kind of feel like those Facebook and those Facebook shorts, and they go, okay, they're doing an activity and they're saying, okay, we're almost there. It's almost there. And then they start to take it off. Oh, no, but we're almost there. And then you wait to the end and you're like, what? I wasted a minute for that? No. But this truly is really good. We are now going to add another card. And this base card is simply 5 by 7.5, and you scored at 3 3/4. We're going to put this. That is not cut right. Let's see. So we are going to cut it down to size. We need it to be 7.5. Let's see. 7.5. So you know what I'm going to do? So this needs to be, when you fold it, this needs to be 3 3/4. So we're just going to cut it that way. That way I'll have it right. And this needs to be at 5. And it's a little long. So there. Now we have it. It's just another way to go about it. Lots of ways to skin a cat, right? So let's bring that back in. And now we're going to lay this down right here. And this card, we went ahead and we embossed using our weave embossing folder. Now that needs to be, we need to cut it down to size. It needs to be 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 3 1/4. Let's make sure we have that exactly right. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, perfect. Now we are simply going to add this to the front of the card, like this. Oh, that basket weaving is so beautiful. Now, whenever you're using a 3D embossing folder, you want to make sure that you really get it into those crevices. So we're just going to get this lined up. And all right, yes, there's so many possibilities with this card. Oh my goodness. And now we're just lining this up right here, and we're going to add it with some glue. And you can use a tape runner. You can also use this wonderful green glue. We like to use the green glue when we can because it allows you to move it around, right? Wiggle it just a little bit. Okay, we're going to push down, and now, what do you think? I think we need to add just a cherry with the 2 stems, because you got to have something on the inside of your card. You always need something on the inside of your card, right? Yes. I want to make sure and not get it on the blue, so we're just going to use our handy dandy Post-it note again. Now, you could have done that before and you wouldn't have had to worry about it, but oh well, right? Let's get our stem going on this. Right there. Now, I will tell you another little trick. If you put this Post-it note right up to the edge, then you're going to have a little area that's white. So back it off just a tad, and that way the stem will go right into the cherry. Oh, no, no, no. Were you yelling? Were you saying, don't do it, don't do it? I dipped it in the red. I know you were, but not to worry. I caught myself. I'm going to dry that off. Move this out of the way. Bring in our green and go ahead and stamp. And look at that. See how close it came? That's because we backed the Post-it note down just a little bit from the edge. That's really important. Otherwise, you would have a white line there and it wouldn't look like the stem was connected. So now we're going to just add 2 leaves. And then we will be through. And stay with us because we have another version to show you. Yes, we do. Get our leaf right there. Now, I don't want to have my leaf on the blue at all, so we're just going to put that there. And look at that. Always stamp on the inside, right? It really just adds to your card. So look at this. Here's our little secret part. You open it up, but wait, there's more. And you open it up. How cute is that? You don't have to worry about using colored cardstock, and you wouldn't have a place to write because you have another card inside and you have plenty of room to write. So we have this one. I have this one that I showed you earlier with a completely different stamp. Life is sweet with you in it. They also, they have all different sentiments that you can put with sweet. So cute. Now here is our last one. And look at the colors we chose. We chose that Party Parakeet, the new in color, so pretty. And this time, we used the punch. I don't have the punch with me. Oh, yes, I do. Here's the punch if you buy the whole bundle. Is that not cute? Oh, my goodness. So you don't have to worry about fussy cutting because we know we don't like to fussy cut, right? We do sometimes, but not all the time. And we punched this out, and I just glued this down, and I raised these up on dimensionals. How cute is that? Sweet friend. And look at that. And surprise! Birthday wishes. So here are our 3 cards. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to take just a second, and I'm going to look at the comments. Patricia, oh yes, stamp the inside and the envelope. Can you imagine the back of your envelope flap? You would stamp it with all the cherries and the leaves. It would be absolutely perfect. You got to always decorate the flap of your envelope because it just really adds to the envelope. Thank you so much. Oh, ladies and family, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We had so much fun. We hope you like this. We hope you take just a moment and like, share, and subscribe. That means a lot to us. It really helps us on our YouTube, helps us grow, and we are really trying to grow our channel this year. Well, remember, if there's anything you saw you wanted, you can go below the video and pick that up, but also check out our blog. We'll have all the measurements. You don't have to worry about that. We want you to go out and have a fantastic week, and we hope to see you Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.